Y'all seem to really be digging the whole why don't we talk about these fragrances anymore? So here's episode number 5. You guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. I love fragrances, so if you're someone that is into smelling good, maybe you're interested in purchasing a new fragrance and you want to know more about it, maybe you're thinking about buying something for a loved one, whatever the case may be, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. All right, make sure it turns gray, okay? Because if you watch just one of my videos, I will always be on your feed, but that doesn't mean you're following me. So make sure that subscribe button is grayed out. Thank you. Let's get into it. Now, I love traveling down, what is that? I love traveling down memory lane. I love just kind of like looking back on where I've been, how far I've come. I don't want to stay there, okay? I just kind of want to reminisce and then come on back to where I am now, present day, okay? And that's what I love to do with fragrances. I know fragrances is that it girl. You know, fragrance reviewers and influencers get on here and we hype up these fragrances and y'all run out and buy them, and you know, we ain't making no money from that, truth be told. Keeping it 100. We ain't making no money from there, but I am just like you guys. I sit and watch fragrance reviews all the time, and I'm influenced by a number of people, and I have went out and bought a fragrance because of the hype. But what happens once the hype is gone? Like, where is that love for the fragrance? Is it just gone in the air? It was a moment in time, been there, done that, we've moved on to other things, bigger and better, you know, we don't wear that anymore. Is that the life of a fragrance? Is that the life of a fragrance? Man, I just got real deep on y'all right there for a second. But seriously though, what happens once the hype is gone? Do you keep the fragrance? Like, are you in love with it? I know for me, once the hype is gone, if I'm not like 100% totally like in love with the fragrance, then I sell it. You know, I don't want the fragrance to sit here and get old, and because y'all know fragrances do get bad, right? Y'all know fragrances can go bad, right? They can. No matter how hard you try to take care of them, keep them away from the heat, keep them away from sunlight, store them in a cool place, you do all the things. Once that air gets into the fragrance, honey, it's just a matter of time at that point. But what happens after the hype is gone? Some of these fragrances I'm going to talk about, I bought them due to the hype. I'm not gonna lie, due to the hype. And the truth of it is, I rarely ever wear them, but I like them so much that I don't want to like let them go. I still want them in my collection. Hence is why I started my perfume tray over there. If you're not following me on Instagram, y'all need to go follow me on Instagram. I posted about my perfume tray. I came up with that idea because I'm constantly like looking over my collection. I'm obsessed with looking at my collection and rearranging fragrances and doing all that. And sometimes I look at my fragrances and I go, man, I'm never gonna wear all these fragrances in this lifetime. So that's why I started decluttering like over a year ago, and I've got my collection down to a number that I can live with personally, and I don't feel bad about it, or I don't feel any regret. And now I'm in a space where I'm more intentional with the fragrances that I add into my collection. I'm not necessarily jumping on the hype train and buying every new thing that comes out. First of all, I don't got it like that, okay? I am not rich. I still have a 9-to-5. And I can't just be buying every fragrance that comes out just because, you know, I got bills to pay. I got life and things that I'm responsible for. So I can't live my life like that. Wish that I could though, I'm not even gonna lie. I started this series of why don't we talk about these fragrances anymore, because I kind of really want to know y'all's opinions. Are the fragrances like, it's old news, old school, smells like, you know, somebody's nana? Like, no, we rocking with the Baccarats, and we rocking with the Bonds, and we rocking with them now. Like, we ain't messing with those brands anymore. So what happens after the hype? So I got 5 fragrances that were very hyped up when I first started my channel, and they're in my collection. I might, truth be told, need to declutter them, but I just can't let go right now. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I have a hard time letting go, really, in real life too. Not just with these fragrances. If you're interested to see what fragrances we don't talk about anymore, keep watching. I don't know if this fragrance was hyped up or not. I feel like it kind of was hyped up because it was often compared to Delina. But this is Angel Nova from Mugler. I'm gonna give her a little bit of spray, even though I am very familiar with what this smells like. Now, I'm a big Angel girl. Man, why am I not wearing this? I was super excited back in the day when this fragrance came out. Let's see when this fragrance came out actually. I want to say it probably was 2019 or 2020. Let's see how close I actually come to being right. Came out in 2020. The notes in this fragrance include, what are the notes? Raspberry, lychee in the top, damask rose in the middle. In the base you get akigala wood and benzoin. This fragrance is so delicious. This fragrance is beautiful, so appropriate for this time, this season, spring and summer. Now, people were comparing this to Delina. They had to have been comparing it to the original Delina, not the exclusive, because this ain't hitting like the exclusive at all. This one is more of a bright, poppy, almost kind of piercing smell, just like in the original Delina. It has that same feel. So I can see why people would compare the two, because they do smell similar. And I think they were comparing it also at the time to Very Good Girl. That's what it was. They were comparing it to Very Good Girl. Now, I will tell you, this fragrance does remind me of Very Good Girl Glam. It really does. It has that, and you know what? It could be compared a little bit to Hibiscus Mahajit by Maison Crivelli. It could be compared to that, in my opinion, as well, because they all have that same type of vibe. Very bright, kind of perfumey in a way, sharpness. There's a sharpness in the opening to this fragrance. As this fragrance dries down, it has a very, it has a floral take on it. I get that floral, rosy smell in this fragrance. And then in the base, I do pick up on the woods and the benzoin. The benzoin probably speaks more to the sweetness versus it smelling more of a resinous type of smell, because y'all know benzoin is a resin. Benzoin can come out smelling a little bit like vanilla, in my opinion. And so I would not say this is resinous at all. It could be a little warm, but it's definitely giving me a sweet, sharp, citrusy, rosy type of feel. Kind of like champagne, like a bubbly rosé. That's what this fragrance feels like to me. but I still think it's an amazing scent. It is an amazing scent. If you are looking for a spring, summer scent, this would be the one for you. A fragrance that's been around for a long time. Maybe I should talk about this one. This is another very springy scent to me, like a springtime appropriate scent. And I should have got this in a bigger bottle, truth be told. But child, I have been so cheap lately. I have been so cheap. There are things that I want to buy that are not fragrances. Like things like I want to like decorate my place. I want to buy like a new bed. There's things I want to do, and my money is kind of, I'm like redirecting my coin to other things in my life. So that's another reason why I haven't just really been out buying up all the new fragrances, because it's, you know, I'm kind of getting into my home decoration era. Like I want my home to look and feel a certain type of way. But back to the fragrances, back to this. This is Chan's Eau Tendre by Chanel. I will pop up a picture. Now, I fell in love with this fragrance, oh my God, so long ago, y'all. So long ago. This is my second bottle of this fragrance. I don't know if the first one I had was an Eau de Toilette or an Eau de Parfum. I can't remember. And there is a slight difference in the two, believe it or not. This fragrance has a class to it. It's very classy, a touch of sophistication. It's elegant, it's very elevated, it smells very expensive to me, and I think that's why I'm drawn to it. On top of that, it just reminds me of springtime. It reminds me of a spring, a classy, elevated spring summer scent, and I love this fragrance. I cannot remember the last time I finished a bottle, but I did finish a bottle of Eau Tendre. That's how much I love this fragrance. In this fragrance, in the opening, you get quince, you get grapefruit. In the mid, you get hyacinth, jasmine. In the base, you get musk, iris, Virginia cedar, and amber. If you don't care for the original Chance or any of the other flankers, I would say get your nose on this one. If you are a very feminine person, like you love to smell like a lady, I would say smell this one. This one, there's no unisex to this. This fragrance is definitely made for a woman. It's giving me femme, okay? Female, woman, sexy, gorgeous, elegant, rich, sophisticated, classy. She's a classy lady, okay? She's very classy. This is beautiful. Like, I could wear this anywhere. I can wear it to work, I can wear it to church, brunch, dressed up, you know, to the nines. I can even rock this fragrance on a sexy date night. This fragrance is for any occasion, to be honest with you. Like, you don't need a special occasion to rock Chan's Eau Tendre. It is just really beautiful. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this fragrance much anymore, unless they're like doing a dedicated video for Chanel fragrances and things of that nature. But I don't hear too many people talk about this. Now, I just bought my new bottle last year, I think, and I was very intentional. I was like, I want to add some fragrances back in my collection that I've had before that I absolutely love, and this happened to be one of them. I picked it up in a smaller bottle. This is a 1.7. I didn't want anything big because y'all know I have a big collection. I'm not running through my fragrances like that, so I picked it up in a smaller bottle. But honey, this is everything. You know why y'all didn't tell me my strap was out? But this next fragrance was so hyped up. When I tell you, when the buzz started around this fragrance, honey, it just blew up. It is a flanker, okay? And it took me a few times to actually get this fragrance in my collection, because at the time It wasn't available at Macy's. I don't even think this one is available at Macy's. I don't even know if they still make it. It might have been a limited edition. It might be discontinued at this point. I'm not 100% sure. But the hype was so real. And it took me, once it came out, it took me about 3 to 4 months to actually get this fragrance in my collection, because every time I went to buy it, it was always sold out. I could only find it on one website, and that was Fragrance by Dossier. I couldn't find it anywhere else. And this is LaBelle Le Parfum. This fragrance was released in 2021. And the notes include pear, tonka, jasmine, and vanilla. Y'all, this is a full-size bottle, okay? This is a full-size bottle. And I'm actually a little bit embarrassed because I've not worn this fragrance in forever, and I hope that it has not turned on me. No, it hasn't. Now, let's talk about this, because I love the original LaBelle. It was just gorgeous, sweet, jammy pear. That's how everybody described it. And then they came along with the Le Parfum. This one has tonka in it, and so that tonka is coming off a little nutty, in my opinion. I don't think there's vetiver in here. They took away the vetiver, supposedly. Y'all know Jean-Paul Gaultier doesn't release all his notes in regards to his fragrances. I think that's done purposely to keep people from duping it. That's what I think. But they did away with the vetiver. You still have that pear. They have the tonka now, and again, the tonka is a little heavier. Tonka to me doesn't necessarily translate to like smoky or anything like that. Tonka to me translates to my nose, how I pick it up, it's like nutty, okay? It's like a roasted, nutty smell. Almost kind of like almond a little bit, but for the most part, it's roasted. It's cooked, roasty, kind of somewhat smoky, but more so roasted, okay? So I do get that in here. It's a total different vibe from the original release. The vetiver is a little bit more like an earthier feel, where this one is more like an almond roasted almondy note. And of course you get the vanilla, which comes off a little bit creamy in the fragrance. But I would have to say I like the original a little bit better, but this one is so beautiful. It's more appropriate, I think, for the fall, if I'm, being honest with you. And now that I'm smelling it, it does have a little bit of a medicinal type of thing going on in the opening. And I hope that is no indication that it's went bad. I hope that is no indication, because this is a full-size bottle. But I don't think it's went bad. But yeah, this one it's heavier to me. It's heavier. It has more fullness, more bodied type of feel to it. It's heavier, okay? It's not as light as the original release. I like this one. I love the original, but again, I don't see myself getting rid of this, because I don't know if this has been discontinued. And if it's been discontinued, I'm definitely not getting rid of it. No way. I am gonna wear it more often though. I probably will rotate it in my tray at some point over the next couple of months, but I am gonna rock this thing. I'm gonna wear this thing. But I think I preferred the original over this one, to be honest with you. But do you guys have it in your collection? Let me know if it's been discontinued or not. I'm really curious to find out. I don't hear people talking about this fragrance anymore. Are y'all not here for her? Did y'all prefer the original release over this flanker? Let me know. You can just smell this in the air in this room right now, and it's quite beautiful actually. I need to start wearing this way more way more. That is gorgeous. I can see myself wearing that like right now, date night type of situation, going out in the evening. It's definitely giving me like an evening vibe, but it has consumed this whole room, and I think I only sprayed like 2 sprays, so love that one, love it. Now this next fragrance is a flanker, I'm pretty sure, and it was talked about so much when I first started my channel, and I jumped on the hype train. Okay, I jumped on the hype train, even though I prefer the white cube over this cube, and this is Narciso Rodriguez Poudre. I prefer the white cube. This is like a peachy, creamy, beigey type of cube, okay? And in the Poudre, you're gonna get jasmine, rose, Bulgarian rose, orange blossom. In the middle, you're gonna get musk. In the base, you're gonna get coumarin, cedar, vetiver, and patchouli. I'm going to spray her a little bit. She reminds me of other fragrances. Now, the girls really like this one because it came off sweeter, if I remember correctly. It's definitely sweeter than the white cube. I would have to say that. The white cube, in my opinion, is heavier on the musk. Now, one thing back in the day, and my nose has evolved so much, y'all. Back in the day when I first got this, I think what was turning me off was the orange blossom. Orange blossom, in my opinion, has a very vintagey vibe to it, a very old school vibe to it. Like when I encounter like older women and I smell their fragrances, they're wearing something that has like an orange blossom note in it. But on the other side, on the flip side, orange blossom has this sweet smell to it, like syrupy sweet in my opinion, but it still holds like that vintagey smell also. But I think that's what turned me off. Another thing I think why I didn't take to this fragrance as much as I did the white cube, the Narciso Rodriguez and the white cube, is the rose. At that time, I was definitely not into rose. I'm not the biggest rose fan now, but I like rose a little bit better now than I did then. I'm more selective with the rose that I buy, and so I think I was struggling a lot with the note of rose. And I definitely get the rose in here. I get the orange blossom. I get a white floral note, which is the jasmine in this fragrance as well. I get the coumarin. The coumarin comes off it's not necessarily over the top spicy, but there's a hint of something kind of spicy in here, along with the vetiver and the patchouli. Is there patchouli in here? Yes, patchouli. Not as heavy on the musk as the white cube, and I prefer that heavy white musky type of smell. But this is not a hate for me, and as y'all can see, I still have it in my collection. So and it still smelled just as good back then as it does now. It has not changed whatsoever. I think I actually like it a little bit more now than I did back then, for the reasons that I just explained to y'all. But I like this one. I like this one. Again, I have to be very selective on when I wear this fragrance. That whole mixture of jasmine and rose and orange blossom and patchouli, I don't know, it just didn't appeal to me immediately, and I think it's different. I feel different about it now than I did back then. But are you guys checking for her? Are we still loving Narciso Rodriguez Poudre? How are we feeling about this? What are your favorite Narciso fragrances? I actually love Narciso. You definitely have to be a lover of musk to enjoy Narciso Rodriguez fragrances, because that's one thing I can appreciate about that brand. They have stuck to musk, and they've done so many different variations of musk, but you know Narciso Rodriguez is gonna come with the musk. That's one thing about the brand, his brand of fragrances, that I actually do enjoy, and I think he makes some beautiful musky fragrances. Okay, but are we checking for Poudree? Are we checking for her? Is she still relevant? Are you guys still wearing her? How are we feeling about her? All right, you guys, that was a trip down memory lane for sure, honey, for sure. I like taking these little trips. So like I said, I don't want to stay there. I just kind of want to revisit and come on back, okay? Just back here, and we're back. At this very point, right now, I can tell you guys 100% from the bottom of my heart, I'm in love with my perfume collection. It's not like I don't look at it anymore and go, oh my God, what have I done with my life? Like, I don't look at it like that anymore. I look at it like, I don't know what I'm wearing today, because I love everything in my collection. That is the feel that I wanted to have in my collection. I never want to look at my collection and feel overwhelmed or be full of regret. Like, I don't want that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. So at this point, I am so in love with my collection. I don't see me decluttering anything at this moment, to be honest with you guys. Everything I have in my collection, I absolutely love. So yeah, love those. If you have any fragrances that I mentioned in this video, comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about them. Like, are we still in love with the fragrances that I talked about? If you're into fragrances, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button. Make sure it is grayed out, okay? I just don't want to be someone on your feed, okay? I don't want to be someone on your feed. I want to be someone that you are subscribed to. Did y'all feel that? Did y'all feel that? Okay, that's how I feel about y'all. I want y'all to feel the same way about me, okay? Hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video and you guys don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a fabulous day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Mwah.